A-R-O-R-R. What is the best? R-R. What is R-R? Are you hungry? No, I'm not hungry. I'll explain later. Be patient. Hey, what's up guys, JEELMIN here, how are you doing today? Personally, I'm pretty great, but I'm a bit concerned about this new virtual reality headset from Apple you may already have heard about, the Apple Vision Pro, which was announced at a price of $3,499. You know, in French we have an expression in French that says to fall in the apples, to say to faint, and I think I know why now. Well, let me give a quick reminder for people who live in a cave. I do live in a cave. What do you mean? No, I mean for people who might not be familiar with this. VR stands for virtual reality, which means that the entire environment around you is recreated in a virtual way. AR stands for augmented reality, which means that the environment remains the same, but some objects are added to it through your screen. For example, filters and lenses use AR technology, as you can see on my face. This is AR. Now, what about RR? Well, it doesn't actually exist. I just invented it because I'm funny. But it would stand for real reality, so without any screen. Even though there are other technology that can be confusing, such as emulation and simulation. Emulation means that something which is not normally supported by the device is recreated on it. For example, using an emulator to run a smartphone app on your laptop. Emulation is typically used by developers to create smartphone apps using a computer. On the other hand, simulation is something different. It's when you use a software such as VirtualBox or Power Desktop to change the environment of your device. For instance, running Windows on the Macintosh without needing to restart the computer. Now let's get back to our main subject. The Apple Vision Pro is both a VR headset and AR glasses. But what about the new headsets from Meta? The Oculus Quest 3 and the Oculus Quest Pro, or Meta Quest, or Meta, I don't know how do we have to call it. But for the Oculus Quest 3 or Meta Quest 3, they announced a more reasonable price at $499, something like this. So what's new? More cameras to make it the most immersive inventor? An AR mod also available? Less bugs? Let's discover all of the new features of this new headset and then we'll focus on the Vision Pro. Meta Quest 3 compared to Meta Quest 2. Let's compare I'm just kidding, I don't have the Meta Quest 3 yet. But I have this one, so let's compare the design first. It seems that it is 40% slimmer than the Quest 2. So it's probably higher and more comfortable to wear. It has a higher resolution and a GPU that is twice as good. Meta also announced the availability of AR features with natural depth perception. The connectors won't have the weird cycles around them anymore. And they also announced more than 500 new games and apps. I will probably sell this old one to buy the new one. I think I would love to buy the Apple Vision Pro as well, but remember the price, $3,499. Why this price? They said that it will entirely replace your computer desktop and become the all-in-one device that you can use as a laptop, smartphone, tablet, or anything Apple has already created. Or this is something like that, but I'm not sure yet. Moreover, it will be able to scan your face to create a realistic 3D model of yourself for meetings or video calls, making it feel like you're not wearing a VR headset, instead of showing an avatar of yourself like in the metaverse. Here's what we currently know and advice on how to choose the headset that will meet your needs the best if both were sitting side by side on a shelf. Hardware. There are three things that matter more than anything when it comes to face computers. The headset needs to be comfortable for as many different types of people to wear. The battery needs to last long enough for you to actually enjoy using the headset. And it needs to have a processor that can deliver a fluid experience overall. The most crucial factor is unquestionably comfort. And in that regard, Meta has far more expertise than Apple and has accumulated far more user feedback. The three-strap design of the Quest 3 is depicted in renderings, with the top strap distributing the weight and the side straps holding the headset firmly against your face. Because the top strap is split in the back, the headset can cradle your head back or, for those who need it, hold a ponytail. Even without having used it, we have an idea of how this will fit because the pancake lenses make it possible for a thinner design than the Quest 2, which Meta debuted in the Quest Pro headset late last year. The same is true of its controllers. Meta's controllers are renowned for being incredibly ergonomic and lightweight, and they come with a variety of third-part add-ons on enhance the feeling of holding a sword of tennis racket while playing video games. Few would contest that Apple's design team is up to the task despite the fact that it hasn't received years worth of public hardware feedback for this particular product. For instance, Apple's AirPods Max headphones are heavier than most but still manage to be cozy enough to wear all day. Therefore, it was evident the team had done its research when Apple unveiled its design, which includes a crown similar to the one on the Apple Watch to control occlusion, side lanes inserts for those who need them, and a two-sided strap with a wide-angled pad in the back to support your head. Despite being an option, the third top strap has not been yet featured in any of Apple's demonstrations. As Scott Stein points out in his hands-on, the Apple Vision Pro headset's glass front and aluminum frame allow for a design that is sufficiently thin, which reduces the overall weight. By combining the two, you can create a headset that most people will probably find to be quite comfortable. The Vision Pro does not have any controllers. Its interface is entirely based on eye tracking and hand gestures. But Apple demonstrated how it can be used with a wireless PS5 controller for gaming. It's not entirely clear how long the batteries will last in both headsets. The Quest 3's expected life is 2 hours, so it's likely that it will be about the same. Meta has a history of releasing battery accessories to extend their headset's battery life by a few hours. There will probably be battery extenders offered, either by Apple or by third parties. Apple's Vision Pro headset currently claims 2 hours of battery life when connected to the tethered battery. The typical VR user currently spends around an hour inside their headsets, but it's likely that number will increase with this generation of headsets given Meta's new full-color cameras for AR functionality and Apple's focus on FaceTime and other non-gaming features. About the processors powering these two headsets, we already have a lot of knowledge. The XR2 Gen 2 promises twice the performance of the Quest 2, and Qualcomm has been collaborating with Meta to deliver improved performance without reducing battery for a few years. The new Apple M2 processor and a new specialized chip Apple calls the R1, with a tremendous amount of computing power for all the cameras in the headset, will power the Vision Pro. Apple has a history of outperforming Qualcomm on phones and tablets, with chips it manufactures exclusively for Apple products. On a pure performance level, it is obvious that the headset will easily rival the Quest 3. The proof will come from actual use and what developers can make the headsets do, even though having raw power is obviously important in these situations like this. Ecosystem. In the past 10 years, many face computers have been made and released, and the majority of the businesses that produced them have long since given up on their efforts. Even the most advanced headsets fall short. You must be able to use it for interesting things. Remembering how small this market is in comparison to the mobile app stores run by Apple and Google is crucial. Each of them boasts well over 1 million apps that serve a connected human population on the entire planet. In contrast to the thousands of apps claimed to be available for Meta's headsets, in the App Store description, the Quest section of Meta's App Store is getting ready to celebrate 500 apps for the Quest 3 later this year. There is plenty of room for competition in this area. The metaverse platform Horizon Worlds has received a significant, if possibly unwise, investment from Meta over the years in order to ensure a healthy selection of apps and games on its platform. A $10 million creator fund was announced in 2021 to support development, and as of the time of this writing, a third of the apps in Meta's App Store had generated over $1 million in revenue. Games will be the most popular app category for Meta Quest 3, and they will include everything from action game like Beat Saber and interactive stories like Moss 2 to terrifying VR experience like The Room. Here too, education and exploration have a solid foothold, enabling users to explore museums and encounter regions of the world they might never have the opportunity to visit personally. There will be plenty of solutions available when someone picks up a Quest 3. Apple made the case for developers to create their own cool things for the headset during its WWDC keynote, where it demonstrated some intriguing concepts. Apple had plenty to show off right out of the gate, though, so this does not imply otherwise. Apple's main priority is expanding out the popular apps from your phone into the real world. You can use a big screen to watch a movie or practice meditation. Apple wants this headset to be able to be used for work and have access to Apple apps like Notes, Keynote, or Safari, so that it can take the place of a work in addition to your monitor. Apple doesn't seem to have much in the way of immersive gaming like you'd see on other headsets, though you can play about 100 Apple Arcade games with a standard gaming controller like you would on a television with an Apple TV. Which should I purchase? There can be no discussion of price in this context without mentioning it. The price of Meta's Quest 3 is $500, but it will probably increase to $600 if you want more storage and more if you want accessories for longer battery life. Additionally, if you enjoy playing with friends, this headset will have a ton of activities available when it launches in the fall. And between an older teaser and its release, you can bet Meta will have a lot to say about what can be done with the pass-through camera in augmented reality and hand tracking modes. It's an impressive upgrade on a Vero headset. Unquestionably, Apple's Vision Pro is a distinctive way to experience the Apple ecosystem as it currently is, and it's obvious there are many different ways to make the experience unique to the user. When you need to stay aware of your surroundings, it has a sophisticated appearance and a ton of features. This headset is without a doubt the most sophisticated one available right now. Apple is obviously hoping that developers will help open the way, though, as an AR headset delivering something unique. And with the $3,499 price tag, Apple has a lot of work to do before the Vision Pro debuts in 2024 to highlight what makes it unique. Finally, I almost forgot to talk about it, but there's also this Meta Quest Pro at $1,499. So what's the difference between the Quest 3 and the Quest Pro? Comfort is often disregarded in virtual reality due to the tendency to view the headset as a technological device, such as a computer, tablet, or gaming console. However, it should be recognized that the headset is a wearable item, making comfort as crucial aspect for its usability. Surprisingly, the Meta Quest 3 will weigh approximately 200 grams less than the Quest Pro. Nevertheless, based on our Meta Quest Pro review, the Quest Pro is expected to offer greater comfort to the majority of users. This is attributed to the positioning of the battery at the rear of the headset, which leads to a more balanced distribution of weight and prevents discomfort on the cheeks, nose, and forehead. Experiencing VR face is a common occurrence after wearing a Quest 2 for an hour or longer. After removing the headset, a red ring in the shape of the headset remains visible for a considerable period. The intensity of this effect varies among individuals, and using accessory headbands often helps alleviate this issue. The Quest 3 retains the same design, featuring a full light shield and a front-positioned battery. The slimmer profile is expected to reduce facial pressure to some extent, although VR face may still be noticeable. The design of the Quest Pro allows the display to hover in front of the eyes, exerting pressure on the nose or cheeks. However, the weight is primarily distributed on the forehead, which can be uncomfortable for some users, despite it being a bony area capable of bearing more weight. The Quest Pro's more open facial interface is advantageous when engaging in VR workouts or playing intense games that may cause sweating and a buildup of heat compared to the Quest 3. Overall, many users find the Quest Pro to be more comfortable. In terms of performance, devices labeled as Pro models are typically faster, although this is not always the case when comparing different generations. The Quest Pro was released in October 2022, while Meta's Quest 3 is set to arrive a year later at MetaConnect 2023. In the realm of technology, even a few months can bring significant changes. Although the Qualcomm processor powering the Quest Pro was an improvement over the Quest 2, there is a possibility that the Quest 3 could offer significantly greater speed and performance than the Quest Pro. According to Meta, The Quest 3 boasts GPU performance that is twice as powerful as the Quest 2. The performance margin over the Quest Pro is expected to be nearly as substantial. However, game and app developers are likely to prioritize compatibility with the Quest 2 for at least another year, possibly 2. The difference in performance may not be immediately noticeable. Once developers begin optimizing for the Quest 3 specifically, the comparatively lower performance of the Quest Pro could result in a more pronounced disparity in graphics quality or frame rate. Regarding image quality, Meta has made significant improvements with the Quest Pro by utilizing pancake optics instead of the older Fresnel lenses found in the Quest 2. The Quest 3 will benefit from this research as well, employ pancake lenses that eliminate good ray artifacts and enhance the sweet spot, providing better clarity from edge to edge. The Quest 3 will introduce Meta's highest resolution display to date. While Meta hasn't provided an expected pixel count to quantify this statement, it is confirmed to offer a sharper visual experience compared to the Quest Pro. On the other hand, the Quest Pro incorporates mini LED backlighting, which enhances the black leveling experience, the dynamic range. Regarding special features, one standout capability of the Quest Pro is its color mixed reality view, which seamlessly blends virtual graphics with the real-world environment. This feature has garnered attention from the media, offering a promising glimpse into the potential of future AR glasses from Meta. However, in terms of practical usage, there are currently few games and apps that provide a compelling reason to utilize mixed reality. While it can be enjoyable to play virtual board games on a physical table, the overall experience often proves more immersive in VR, where your friends have recognizable faces, even if they appear cartoonish. Augmented reality, AR, is likely to shine best when integrated into glasses for on-the-go situations, providing computer assistance in daily life. When using a VR headset, the primary value of mixed reality lies in the ability to perceive your surroundings well enough to navigate and interact with people who are not wearing headsets. Regardless of personal interest in mixed reality, it is important to note that the Quest 3 will outperform the Quest Pro in this aspect. Additionally, the Quest 3 is equipped with a depth sensor to automatically map your physical space, whereas marking a safe play area on the Quest Pro requires a manual process. The Quest 3 lacks certain exclusive features found in the Quest Pro, such as eye and face tracking, which are only available in the more expensive Meta headset. A notable inclusion with the Quest Pro is a convenient charging dock that allows you to replenish the battery as soon as you set the headset's aside. While using a cable for charging isn't overly burdensome, the dock holds significance as it simultaneously charges the controllers. In contrast, the Quest 3 utilizes AA batteries for its controllers, which means there may be instances when the controllers run out of power and you find yourself without spare battery. The Quest 3 controllers have a similar appearance to the Touch Pro or Quest Pro controllers, but lack the same level of precision tracking. The Quest 3's cameras need to visually track the controllers, while the Touch Pro controllers possess self-tracking capabilities. When it comes to pressing, both headsets have their pros and cons. However, the Quest 3, being a newer device, offers better image quality and superior performance at a lower price point. At $500, the Meta Quest 3 is an appealing option. However, it should be noted that the Quest Pro excels in terms of comfort and user-friendliness. Professionals may lean towards the Quest Pro for these reasons alone. Additionally, the inclusion of eye and face tracking for VR chats and meetings adds value to the Quest Pro, making the extra cost potentially worthwhile. The Meta Quest Pro is currently priced at $1,000 for the 256GB storage option. On the other hand, the Quest 3 is available for $500 with 128GB of storage. The price for the 256GB model of the Quest 3 is unknown at its time, but it is likely to be around $50 to $100 higher. Which headset is the right choice for you? For most individuals, the Quest 3 is a straightforward and logical option. If you are seeking an affordable VR headset for gaming, fitness activities, 360 movies, and overall exploration of virtual and mixed reality, the Quest 3 is an exciting new headset with an extensive library of content and a promising future. Meta will continue to sell the Quest 2, now priced at $300 for those who are on a tight budget. The Quest Pro is particularly suitable for individuals with sensitive skin who wish to avoid irritation caused by pressure on a warm headset. If you plan on using VR throughout the day and cannot wait for the effects of VR phase to fade after an hour, Meta's premium headset largely solves that problem. If your intention is to use a VR headset for work and you anticipate frequent transitions in and out of VR, the inclusion of a dock and rechargeable controllers ensures that your batteries are always full and ready for immediate use. In virtual meeting, the Quest Pro offers the ability to animate the face and eyes of your avatar, enhancing the natural appearance and facilitating non-verbal communication. In the end, if the Quest Pro exceeds your budget, the Quest 3 will serve most people well. However, if you have the financial means to choose between the two, it is worth taking a moment to consider how you intend to utilize the device before making a decision. There is a rationale behind Meta offering both options, acknowledging the diverse needs and preferences of users. So, hopefully I was able to assist you in comparing those headsets. If you enjoyed the video and would like to see more like this, kindly click the thumbs up button. Of course, subscribe and enable the notification bell to ensure you never miss a thing. To help your group to understand cutting-edge technologies like VR headsets, please feel free to show them the video as well. It was JEELMIN, thanks for watching the video until the end. See you soon. I'm going somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.